a sky-high favor. If the old man dies during the surgery, not only will this favor be lost, but you might even make enemies of them. It's not worth it. I only felt a soft area pressing against me, and a warm, numbing breeze blowing by my ear. I have to say, Liu Xiao X Yuan, whether in terms of looks or figure, is a masterpiece, even a bit more beautiful than the current Liu Ruyan. I took 2 steps back, widening the distance from Liu Xiao Juan, and said to Xiu Hu, take the old man for an X-ray first. Ultimately, it's for the old man to decide anyway. There's a first time for everything. Don't worry, I won't be nervous. Xiu's face showed hesitation. He asked, if it's not removed, how much longer can my father live? I took Xi Zijian's pulse and said, about 3 years. His body probably won't be able to take it anymore. In the original story, Zijian dies after 3 years. Then in 3 years, it'll bring your father to have the shrapnel removed, Xiu said bluntly. I let out a soft sigh. My gaze turned towards Xi Zhan. Xi Zhan's old face flushed red. He snorted coldly and said, take me for an X-ray. It's rare to meet someone brave enough to operate on me. Other doctors see my condition and just walk away. Even if I die, I accept it. None of you are allowed to give them a hard time. Hearing Xi Zhan's words, I praised. The old sir is magnanimous. I looked towards the group of old physicians, then glanced at Liu Xiao. Zuan shook my head and said, a timid soldier fears alone. A timid general makes the whole army fear. The director should resign. Replace him with someone who dares to act. I know you all want to play it safe, but whether to treat or not, and how to treat, should be up to the patient to decide. After speaking, I went to the medicine cabinet, grabbed a few doses of Chinese medicine, and casually handed them to an old physician. Brew this medicine. Add lots of honey and cane sugar. Xi Zhan frowned. This old man. I've endured hardship for half my life. I don't need honey and cane sugar. This is for my little sister to drink. I explained with a smile. I suddenly seemed to remember something, and instructed the physician who took the medicine, prescribe a few doses of qi and blood tonifying medicine for the old man. The old man isn't afraid of bitterness, so add a lot of coptis. It clears heat and detoxifies. Xi Zhan gritted his teeth. Although I am not afraid of bitterness, there's no need to deliberately seek it out. With me leading the way, Xi Zhan got his X-ray film half an hour later. From the film, one could see that there were still 3 pieces of shrapnel left in his body, all in his heart and lungs. Moreover, the locations were extremely dangerous. Such wounds, if they were on someone else, even just 1 piece, would be enough to be fatal. The old man had actually endured it 3 times, and was still able to survive. It was truly a miracle. Seeing the film, Liu Xiaoshuan couldn't help but frown in admiration. The doctors of Huatuo Hall also shook their heads. These 3 locations were indeed not easy to handle. The risk of the surgery is extremely high. Actually, the patient just needs to remain calm and avoid strenuous exercise, then he could probably live for another 2 years. Xiu asked impatiently, so can you take it out or not? What are the chances of a cure? No one said anything. They glanced at each other, and then shook their heads one by one. This wasn't about playing it safe, but because their medical skills were insufficient. Considering the location of the shrapnel, wanting to remove even 1 piece would be nothing short of a miracle, and such a miracle would need to happen 3 times in a row. Seeing everyone's frowning faces, Xi Zhan also gave a bitter smile and shook his head. Forget it. Just forget it. This old man accepts his fate. Xiu Xing clenched her fists, and looked unwillingly towards me. Xiao Hao, can the shrapnel be removed? I frowned, and asked the old man, right now, when you breathe and your heart beats, it must be very painful. Right. Hearing me say this, everyone's gaze turned to me. This is a matter of life and death. Who would still care about whether it's painful or not? When Xi Zhan heard me, he couldn't help but laugh instead. At first, when everyone saw him, with shrapnel remaining in his body, their eyes were filled with sorrow and sympathy. He didn't expect that only this kid would be concerned about him. I heard you're not the Liu family's biological son, he asked. Hearing Xi Zhan's words, Liu Ruyan and Liu Xiaoshuan warily moved closer. Liu Ruyan even gently linked her arm with mine. At home, her brother was the only one willing to be kind to her now. If her brother left, she would have to return to those days of darkness, without any light. I raised an eyebrow, and said with a smile, old man, don't you try to stir up trouble. My parents are very good to me. Even though I skip school every day to flirt with pretty girls, they still believe I am a good kid. I grabbed Liu Ruyan's wrist, raised it and shook it twice. You see, my family can't bear to be apart from me. Hearing me call her family, Liu Ruyan blushed slightly, and nodded gently. She felt a warmth spreading in her heart. Is this what it feels like to have a family? Xie Zhan pouted. If their family relationship was bad, he could still say something, but since their relationship is harmonious, he couldn't do something like break up someone else's family. I rolled my eyes, and suddenly said with a laugh, Mr. Xie, I have an idea. Since my grandfather has already passed away, how about you adopt my father as your godson? Adopt one, get 7 free, and they're all as adorable as I am. What do you think? The Xie family's upbringing is very strict. It was hard enough for me to transmigrate once. I absolutely cannot enter the Xie family. If every day is about regular schedules, balanced nutritional structures, studying diligently, and making progress every day, then what's the point of revenge? When Xie Zhan heard me call him grandpa, he was secretly a little happy, but after hearing my next words, his face immediately darkened. This trick of finding a father for my own father is truly one of a kind. Mr. Xie, my grandfather was a soldier, and in this life, my father respects military men the most, not to mention someone like you, a legend with glorious achievements. I added, Xiao Hao, don't make things difficult for the old gentleman anymore, Mr. Xie, but Xiao Hao is not wrong. In this life, my father respects military men the most. If we have this honor, I hope we can invite you all to our home. Liu Xiao Xwen interjected. Xie Zhan thought for a moment. Then I'll wait until this old man recovers before I come to bother you. I sighed softly, feeling it was a bit of a pity. In the original novel, an important reason for the Liu Corporation's bankruptcy was the lack of a strong backer. After Long Aotian connected with the Xie family, he used the Xie family's connections to invest in Liu Ruyan's company. Liu Ruyan crazily devoured the Liu Corporation, but the Liu Corporation had no way to fight back effectively, and could only watch step by step, as its entire business was snatched away, ultimately ending in bankruptcy. Alright, then, old man, prepare for the surgery first, then sign 3 copies of the life and death waiver. 1 for the hospital's records, 1 for backup, and 1 for you to keep. Film another video, to avoid you denying it later, and coming to cause me trouble, I said. The corner of Xie Zhan's mouth twitched. He didn't expect this kid to change his tune faster than flipping a book. Just a moment ago, he called me Mr. Xie, and the next, it turned into old man. He gnashed his teeth in anger, and glared at me fiercely. Although he really liked this grandkid, he was also truly skilled at provoking people. I, on the other hand, casually handed over the 3 surgical risk consent forms, and even took out the latest Pineapple phone to record a short video. After confirming the video and handwriting were clear, I waved my hand. Alright, let's get ready for anesthesia and surgery. As Xie Zhan was leaving, Liu Xiao Xuan came close again. Xiao Hao, have you performed surgery before? I frowned, and said in a distant tone, Dr. Liu, I am merely a bastard child, unworthy of standing beside a young lady like you. After speaking, I told Liu Ruyan not to wander off, and also began pre-operative preparations.